Why won't my ex work on our relationship? That's what we're going to be talking about in this video. But first, my name is Clay with ModernLove.life, where we help you get the great, loving relationship that you're looking for without having to play mind games, without having to play hard to get, and without having to pretend to be someone or something that you're not. Because you, of course, deserve to be loved with the unique, amazing, and wonderful person that you are. If you like what we're doing here on this channel, it would really help me out and help this channel to grow and help support this channel if you would think about hitting that thumbs up button. It does send a message to the YouTube algorithm that these are good videos that you would like to, see help them show to more people on the internet and help this channel grow. And, you're kind of actually paying it forward by helping someone else who might be in a tough spot. So it costs nothing. And if you do like these videos, you're kind of helping to spread the message. So anyway, yeah, we're also talking today about connecting with your ex on an emotional level rather than trying to logic or reason with them. So if that's something that you'd like to learn more about, we do have a free email newsletter. You can find that down in the description box below this video. It's totally free to sign up for. And when you sign up, you get a nice little report that goes through some myths and misconceptions that you may have about saving a relationship. Maybe those myths are things that you've walked into this whole experience with, or maybe they're things that you might have heard from other people on the internet that just aren't true. So you might want to check that out. And then, of course, we do send you emails with tips, advice, and strategies to help you reconnect and build that emotional connection with your ex. So you can find that down in the description box below this video. What are we talking about here? We're talking about why your ex is not open to working on things together with you. Why not? Why won't they do it? And the reason for this is because they've gone through a series of decisions to get to where they're at. They've gone through a series of decisions, one after another, to get to the point where they've chosen to break up with you. And this has been a slow process, most likely. It's been a slow process of, okay, this has been disappointing. Okay, that didn't live up to my expectations. Okay, I should have known better. Okay, we tried to do this. You were closed off to it. Okay, fine. Now I'm just ready to take a step back from this relationship and see what might be possible elsewhere out there. And when this happens, your ex is something psychological kicks in that causes them to behave with consistency toward the previous decisions that they've made. This is called the law of consistency. So they've decided to do something. They've decided to break up with you. And so they're likely going to act consistently with that previous decision. And so they're going to say things like, nah, we've already tried it. We just have so many problems. We're just so incompatible with one another. I think it's just too late for that, stuff like that. Right. And so you might be thinking, okay, so there's this law of consistency. I'm pretty much stuck, right? It's hopeless to try to get back together with your ex. I might as well just, go sign up with Tinder and just have a bunch of horror story online dating experiences or something like that. And you can do that if you want to. Does anyone want to do that? I don't know. But you can do that if you want to, if you think that would be a fun experience. But if you actually want to save your relationship, then you're going to have to bypass the law of consistency. How do you do that? Now, oftentimes when I'm working with people, they try to logic or reason with their ex and say, hey, we're having these problems. Let's go to counseling together. Let's go see a therapist. Let's talk it out. Let's work through this. And the problem with that is that you're speaking to the logical mind here, okay? And I know that a lot of times people will tell me, oh, my ex is totally cerebral. They're totally in their mind all the time. They have no feelings whatsoever. They're totally robotic. But that's not true. If your ex was truly a robot, they probably wouldn't be in a relationship in the first place. They'd just do robotic things, which generally don't involve falling in love. And so what we have to realize is, as logical and as rational as your ex may be, they're actually making decisions from an emotional place. All of us are making decisions from an emotional place. We make an emotional decision to get into a relationship with someone, to fall in love with them, to want to commit to them, to want to share our lives with them. And we make an emotional decision to say, hey, whatever we had isn't working. It's frustrating. It's not giving me what I want. It's not working out. I need to take a step back from this. And so we want to recognize that, yes, even your very cerebral, very logical, very rational-minded ex is making emotional decisions. And it's once we can start to actually speak to the emotional level instead of the logical, rational level, we're going to actually start to make some progress. Because even though we like to think that we're all rational people making rational decisions, these decisions that we make are actually based off of our emotions. So what actually happens is our emotions make the decision for us, and then the rational mind kind of tries to make some logic out of it. And that's where it says things like, oh yeah, we've been totally compatible the whole time. Never mind the fact that you said a few months ago that we are incompatible. Or, oh yeah, like it just makes so much sense. We have such a great history together. Never mind the fact that a couple of months ago they said we have so much history together, just like, well, we could never get past our differences. It all is driven by the emotions. And the emotions, if your ex feels it, then they'll decide it, and then they'll come up with a reason for why it makes total sense afterwards. It's how we generally make things happen in our lives, if you really stop and think about it and analyze it. Or emote on it. But what we want to do is we want to start speaking to our ex's emotional level. And of course, this is where I'm going to start pitching our video series on the advanced relational skills. Totally free. It's a video series up there or there. Up there somewhere. There's a video card on the advanced relational skills. It'll take you to a video playlist where I talk about them. I explain them a little bit. And it's a good starter if you're new here, if you don't know what these are, or maybe you just need a refresher. So that's a great way to start doing things. But another thing that you also want to do if your ex is in that more shut down place is you want to start to decrease the amount of pressure that they're feeling when they're interacting with you. Oftentimes your ex might be hesitant about getting close to you or engaging with you is because there's such a heavy relationship feeling in how you're bringing yourself or in how the two of you are perceiving one another. You know, obviously you were in a relationship with one another. I don't know, maybe it was a short while, maybe it was for years and years, decades, but the two of you were in a relationship together, and it can be difficult for them to see you or for you to see them in just this non-relationship sort of way. Now, this can cause people to start to think that, like, okay, if we're interacting, that means there's something happening. If we're interacting, that means we're dating again. If we're interacting, that means that you think that we're dating, or I might be a bad person because I might be giving you false hope, or you know, I might be stringing you along, or I might be like one of those people that's just like a hot mess and can't decide or something. And so what we want to do is we want to decrease the amount of pressure and stress that maybe your ex feels to interacting with you for the time being, and just create a low stakes situation where the two of you can obviously spend time interacting with one another, build up that emotional connection, and actually later on leverage that connection to get the two of you back together. And when this happens, yeah, then at that point it makes a lot of sense to start talking about working on the relationship, making sure everything flows, making sure that things are better than they were before, all that stuff. This is where you might want to start doing things like having a same team conversation, communicating more clearly, building trust, and all of these like effective high maintenance, not high maintenance, but things that help you to maintain a relationship at a high level. And that's where this can really start to kick in and become very, very helpful. Again, what we want to do is we want to avoid the trap of trying to talk to our ex or communicate with our ex or reason with our ex at the logical level, and we want to build the emotional connection. I've said it before, I've said it many times on this channel, but we want to build the emotional connection between ourselves and our ex and focus on that primarily, rather than all of the, you know, many external things like who said what, who did what, who posted what on Facebook, who didn't post this on Facebook, who took the photos down, who put the photos up, who's blocking who's dating who's in a rebound relationship. These are all symptoms of what's happening at a deeper level on the emotional side of things. And we can analyze all the symptoms, but that's not very effective, because what's more effective is to analyze the emotional level and start saying, okay, what can we do to improve the emotional connection so that we can actually start to work things out and get back together. If you do want to sign up for our email newsletter, once again, that is down below in the description box. And if you do want to help us out with this channel, if you do like what we're doing, hit that thumbs up button. It does help us out. It does help this channel grow. And in the meantime, we have 2 videos that you might want to check out. We have one video series on the advanced relational skills, or you might want to check out this other video over here. But thank you so much. Please take care, and I will talk to you next time.